Namaste. When I landed for the first time in the US in the year 2006, I was not aware that most of them eat a lot of non-veg. And so wheresoever I would go, it was difficult for me because I am pure vegetarian and I eat no eggs as well. So I don't eat eggs and I am pure vegetarian. And so it was a problem for me where to find pure vegetarian food. Because in the US, the idea of vegetarian is also very different. They consider chicken soup as vegetarian. So it was a difficult thing for me in the very beginning. But then soon within a day or two, I met an Indian friend who was staying in the US for a long time. And he said to me that henceforth whenever you go for ordering food, always say no egg, no flesh, no meat. Then they will understand what exactly to serve you. And this is the message to all those who are going through Rahu Mahadasha. No egg, no flesh, no meat. Become pure vegetarian, just like me. I am anyhow a vegetarian from birth. But if you are a non-vegetarian, then you need to take some efforts in order to avoid the malefic effects of Rahu Mahadasha. Along with these insights, I am also sharing many more remedies and guidelines for each Antardasha that falls within Rahu Mahadasha. So I will take one by one Rahu-Rahu, Rahu-Guru, Rahu-Shani, Rahu-Buddha, Rahu-Ketu, Rahu-Shukra, Rahu-Ravi, Rahu-Chandra, Rahu-Mangal, and that's it. You are over. Your Rahu Mahadasha is over. So let's begin. Rahu simply blocks your consciousness, your awareness. When Rahu Mahadasha begins, you fall in many traps because you cannot see. You become blind. Blind meaning the dust of ignorance covers up your eyes, and you cannot make out what is right and what is wrong in your life. Have you ever tried putting your little finger before your eyes? Try it, and you will see that one little finger blocks the whole world. You cannot see anything because the finger has blocked your vision. Similarly, Rahu blocks your vision. It is a very unfortunate event for a senior executive such as managing director, CEO or COO because they are hired to provide a vision to the organization. And if they themselves are going through Rahu Mahadasha, then how can they provide a vision when they themselves have become blind? You all will be surprised to know that nowadays, for hiring CEOs and COOs, large Indian organization heads request for birth details of the candidate before hiring him or her as a CEO or a COO. Further, you all will be shocked that a few candidates for such top positions have been rejected simply because they were running through Rahu Mahadasha. During Rahu Mahadasha, some earn money and fame, but by the time Rahu Mahadasha is over, they end up losing everything that they had earned during Rahu Mahadasha. Because Rahu creates illusion, and so whatever he offers during his tenure is also like a smoke, and a smoke doesn't stay for long, it fades away. Interestingly, Osho Rajneesh was arrested, imprisoned, and was forced to leave the United States of America during his Rahu Mahadasha. He attained fame during the beginning of Rahu Mahadasha and suffered a lot by the end of Rahu Mahadasha. Osho was indeed the greatest soul, a honest fellow, but the politics of his ashram and his managers ultimately caused much embarrassment, leading to his imprisonment. He was later released and then he arrived back in India and established his ashram in Pune, which came to be known as Osho Ashram. Loss of dear ones, loss of property, loss of happiness is often seen during Rahu Mahadasha. Osho lost his grandmother, Nani, and his father during his Rahu Mahadasha. At the age of 14, I lost my father, who once was the most famous journalist and novelist of his times. Long back, before my father died, my mother had left me when I was 4 years old. With no father and no mother, my journey of life began from the age of 14, exactly when I was in the very middle of Rahu Mahadasha. Rahu leaves no one. Suffering is the second word for Rahu Mahadasha. But if you are an evolved soul, if you are taking efforts in turning inwards, if you are a faithful man, if you are a man of heart, and most importantly, if you are a grateful man, then the difficult period of Rahu Mahadasha becomes the core foundation of your life on which you build the grand tower of your success. We will now see what happens during the Antardasha of Rahu Mahadasha. So let's begin. Rahu Mahadasha, Rahu Antardasha, that is the period of Rahu-Rahu. In this period, you suffer a lot. This period is the most unfortunate time of your life. Although you may get married or you may get a job or you may earn a few $1,000s, still there will be absence of happiness in your life. Like a lunatic, you will continue to roam from one temple to another temple seeking answers to your problems. But you will not find any solutions, and if your horoscope is too poor in quality, then you may also get trapped in some scam or in some scandal. Or people will simply cheat you and you will not come to know until this Antardasha period is over. This is a period when all your desires start driving you crazy. And in this craziness, you commit many mistakes. Some serious mistakes for which you may have to pay heavily in the coming days of Rahu Mahadasha. As the picture of Rahu Mahadasha has just begun. Rahu Mahadasha Guru Antardasha, that is Rahu-Guru period. Guru signify Vivek. Vivek means conscious. The English dictionary defines the word conscious as a person's moral sense of right and wrong. Rahu attacks this very moral sense, and so there is high possibility that you may do something that is against ethics, against the morality of this human life. Many extramarital affairs, financial scams, exploitation of subordinates in the office, many such events happen during this Antardasha, simply because your moral sense is now blocked by the smoke of Rahu. Remember, the smoke of Rahu has been related with the smoke that comes from a burning body, in the Samshan Ghat, that is the graveyard. And so it is possible that in case if anybody is doing black magic on you, then it becomes very easy for them to target you. Since the whole purpose of black magic is to first block your moral sense. And if your dasha itself is of Rahu-Guru, then the job of the black magician becomes easy. And chances are that he may succeed in damaging your career or your family life. The very first guru is your father. And so many times, loss of father, death of father, or certain harm to father is also seen during this Antardasha. Rahu Mahadasha, Saturn Antardasha, that is Rahu-Saturn period. Saturn is all about having the right judgment. During this Antardasha period, you tend to make wrong judgments, which manifests in making wrong decisions. Chronic health issues, damage to bone or bone-related diseases often occur during this period. Problems from old people or problems to old people in your family is also possible during this period. The most significant result of this period is that you often feel that you don't get what you deserve. Whether you are working in office or whether you are a businessman or whether you are a housewife, you feel that God is not fair with you and you are being sidelined by others. You seek justice, but justice never happens with you, resulting in utter frustration and depression in your life. The most dangerous possibility is that you may indulge in doing bad karma during this period. Bad karma meaning doing illegal things to achieve your goals. However, such bad karma scales down the quality of your future life. You become a sinner who seems to have lost his path and has no guide to show him the path. Rahu Mahadasha, Mercury Antardasha, that is Rahu Mercury period. Vinashakal Viparita Buddhi. It is a beautiful saying which means when the time of your downfall comes, you tend to think in the wrong way. That is exactly what happens during Rahu Mercury Antardasha. Especially if your natal Mercury is retrograde or poorly placed in your birth chart. And there is absolutely no second thought to this fact. Badha, meaning black magic attacks, often damage your life more during this period. Because black magic is based on spells, and spells come under the regime of Mercury, the planet of vocabulary and communication. So stay alert if you already are suffering because of black magic. And avoid seeking any help from any tantric or black magician, because they will only loot you and cheat you, while like a fool you may continue to assume that you are being helped, when in reality they will continue to exploit you. Miscommunication, break up with your lover or divorce with your marriage partner is often very common during this period, because you simply continue to think in the wrong way, in the negative way. Your whole thought process is shadowed by Rahu, and so you make wrong decisions, you take wrong steps, and then later you regret for your foolishness. This is a time when you will not listen to anyone. You will live with an attitude that says, my way or highway. And this ultimately does bring many failures and frustrations in your life. Rahu Mahadasha, Ketu Antardasha, that is Rahu Ketu period. Ketu is such a beautiful spiritual energy. But when Rahu Ketu Antardasha begins, the good qualities of Ketu, such as introspection, turning inwards, letting go, forgiving, all of these qualities somehow don't tend to work anymore in your life. You get dragged in the outside world and you forget to look within. You start blaming the whole world for your stupidities. You remain no more a Buddha, you become a Hitler. The spiritual side of your life gets badly impacted during this period. Either you get so busy in your work, or you tend to get distracted by the outside world that you stop spending time with yourself. You stop your meditation, or your meditation seems to have lost the depth it had before this period began. Ketu is the ultimate flag of righteousness. Ketu represents the Dharma. That is why in the sign of Sagittarius, Ketu is exalted. While in Gemini, which is exactly opposite to Sagittarius, in Gemini, Rahu is exalted. Gemini is more interested in sex, in communication, in chit-chat, in intellectualism, whereas Sagittarius is more interested in the higher values of life, dharma, the traditions and the rituals and the higher knowledge. And so when Rahu Ketu Antardasha begins, the doors to higher knowledge, the significance of higher values, the importance of tradition and rituals is often lost. Either the person don't get any time to perform religious ceremonies, or he seemed to have lost interest in performing religious rituals or seeking higher knowledge. Reading books, listening to spiritual discourses, learning something new, all of this takes a backseat. The person just seems to have lost himself. He operates like a robot. The human touch is lost. It is simply lost. Rahu Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha. Rahu Venus. Romantic relationships or love marriage often happens during Rahu Venus period. Now don't ask me whether the relationship lasts or the marriage lasts for long. The answer is based on individual charts. However, one thing is sure, the person does get many sexual temptations during this period. In worst cases, one also becomes a Majnu, meaning a man who is madly in love and who can go to any extent to win his or her love. Intense sex affairs, full of romanticism, is a common trademark of this period. If the chart is poor in quality, then many women and men get cheated in love affairs, and then the feeling of being cheated engulfs them so deeply that they lose their focus, and when focus is lost, life is also lost. And that is how many end up in utter disappointments in their relationships, which impact their career growth. No matter how much you tell them to stay away from love affairs, it is of no use as they get dragged into the gully of love affairs with no return ticket. Extramarital relationships often mushroom during this period, which later makes the native's life no less than a hell. Issues with a marriage partner is very common during this period. Rahu Mahadasha, Sun Antardasha, that is Rahu Sun period. This is the most dangerous period because Sun is your consciousness, and when Rahu Sun period begins, you seem to become the center figure of a scam or a scandal or a dispute. This is because you do certain things without bringing awareness to your being. And when you do a certain thing in the absence of awareness, you end up committing a sin. And this sin eventually makes you naked, meaning you are exposed and you don't know where to hide. However, for men and women who are innocent, this period is like a litmus test. You are framed by your enemies. You are punished for a crime that you never did. So you become a scapegoat. You are trapped. You are framed. This period often leads to certain health issues as well as issues with your boss at work. The worst part of this period is the extreme rise in your ego. Your ego becomes so fat that it becomes difficult for others to deal with you. By the time this period ends, the fat balloon of ego bursts, leading you in utter embarrassment and depression. Rahu Mahadasha, Moon Antardasha, that is Rahu Moon period. Mind becomes your master. You become a slave of your mind, and mind is a dangerous master. And so this mind drives you crazy during this period. You do weird things. You hurt others by your actions, by your words, by your behavior. You live in your illusions and you just don't know anything about the realities of your life. During this period, you are lost in your daydreams. You continue to imagine, assume things which are not real in the true sense. You think your wife is cheating on your back, or you think your girlfriend is cheating you on your back. And then you start fighting, and in turn you make your life more miserable. Doubts and doubts is the trademark of this period. You become very doubtful in almost all aspects of your life, be it at work, at home, or at public places. You just can't stop doubting. Doubt is a slow poison. And so you make your life miserable by continuing to doubt everybody around you. Fear engulfs you. You fear of losing your friends, and you fear losing the precious assets of your life. Overall, this is a period when you live in doubt and fear. Feeling insecure is very common during this period. Rahu Mahadasha, Mars Antardasha, that is Rahu Mars period. Sex is on fire. If you are young, then definitely this is a period when you feel more hungry for sex. Many passionate relationships happen during this period, which are purely based on satisfying your sexual hunger. Infatuation is common during these times. Mars signifies sexual energy. Rahu is desire. So, desire for sexual satisfaction is something that wells up during this period. Alongside misuse of authority, misuse of higher position is very common during this period. If the horoscope is of poor quality, then often you end up exploiting your subordinates. Feeling of being demotivated is often seen during this period. Overall, this is the last stage of Rahu Mahadasha, and so the native has already gone through many damages. With this one last straw of damage, finally he ends up with this 18 years of Rahu Mahadasha. And now that you have learned about these 18 years of Rahu Mahadasha, for the larger interest of my close followers, I will now provide certain effective remedies for overcoming Rahu Mahadasha. I am going to share 12 remedies that can help you overcome the Rahu Mahadasha of 18 years. Please make a note of these 12 remedies. The first remedy: try to change your diet. Become pure vegetarian, and if possible, avoid eating garlic, as garlic is born from the blood of the demon Rahu. Bhagwan Raman Maharshi specifically mentions this secret in one of his interaction with his disciples. The second remedy: visit Goshala. Goshala is a place where cows are kept. Go to a Goshala, visit a Goshala, and feed cows with groundnuts mixed with jaggery powder every Wednesday. The third remedy: visit Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna temple every Wednesday. The fourth point, very important remedy: remove all your old clothes, clothes that you have been using for more than 1 year. Remove all those clothes from your wardrobe. Just remove it. Give it to some poor person or donate it in some orphanage, but remove it. The fifth point, the fifth remedy: buy a fresh set of new clothes as well as a new set of inner wear. In simple words, stop using clothes that are more than 1 year old. The sixth point: start visiting a nearby dargah, that is a shrine, on Thursdays. Dargah or shrine is a divine place where the remains of a great Sufi saint are buried. People of all faith, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, visit dargah. The most famous dargah is the dargah of Ajmer Khwaja Sahib Dargah. However, you can visit a nearby dargah in your city or village. And when you visit a dargah, please light one incense stick and sit for minimum 20 minutes in the dargah, reciting the name of your Lord. The seventh point: during this period, you should start wearing the pious stone Sulaimani Hakik of 20 carats in a silver locket and wear it in your neck. However, this stone works only when you stop drinking alcohol. So be aware, before wearing this holy stone, which is famously known as Sulaimani Hakik, please ensure that you follow a pious lifestyle. The eighth remedy: avoid eating namkeen food such as samosa or any fried food, as that will simply boost the power of Rahu. You will become more Rahuish, so eat sattvic food as much as possible during Rahu Mahadasha. The ninth point, the ninth remedy: make a point to visit your family Kuladevi and Kuladev during each year of Rahu Mahadasha. The tenth remedy: wear yellow sapphire of minimum 5 carats in your right hand index finger during the entire Rahu Mahadasha. Yellow sapphire should always be made in a golden ring. The 11th remedy: do Loban every day in your house. Loban is a highly pious divine powder that creates a certain smoke when you pour it on a burning charcoal. It basically purifies the Vastu, and if you do it regularly, then ghosts, evil spirits, or black magic spells on your house will fade away, will go away. They cannot stay as long as you continue to do Loban in your house. The 12th point, the 12th remedy: recite the holy mantra Om Vishnave Namaha, 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 or Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, every day for minimum 20 minutes using a Spatik Japamala. If you follow all these 12 remedies, you will definitely start feeling a positive difference in your life, and you will be able to overcome the malefic effects of Rahu Mahadasha. Always remember, you can overcome this challenging period of Rahu Mahadasha only if you maintain a positive perspective towards life and you take the necessary efforts. Bhagwan Raman Maharshi says, no one succeeds without effort. Those who succeed owe their success to perseverance. As I myself have lost my father and my home during Rahu Mahadasha, I can understand how difficult this period can be for many of you. However, I tell you that if you remain truthful, if you avoid indulging in evil practices such as doing black magic on others, if you remain patient and faithful, then you can sail smoothly through this Rahu Mahadasha. The scars that you will get during this Rahu Mahadasha will remind you of the great struggle and difficult times you have been through. Those scars will always keep you grounded, will always keep you humble, will always keep you going. If you are a man of heart, if you are a man who carries a heart that is filled with gratitude, if you are a man who always is thankful to God, then you will definitely sail smoothly during this Rahu Mahadasha. Once, few disciples went to Buddha and asked him, why Ananda is always found to be happy? Why he is your favorite? And Buddha said, because he is never worried. He has tremendous faith. He will never complain even if he loses everything. Even if he becomes homeless, even if he loses everything in his life, he will never complain. He will remain grateful. He will say, God, thank you for keeping me alive. Because although I have lost everything, but I haven't lost my life yet. And what can be more precious than life? And so I am always thankful to you, God, for keeping me alive. This is what makes you a favorite of God as well. And remember, God always tests those whom He loves the most. You may wonder, where is God when you are going through the most difficult test of your life? But you don't know that God is silent and watching you every minute as you go through this litmus test of Rahu Mahadasha. Always remember, when you are going through difficulties and you wonder where God is, remember the teacher is always quiet during the test. God is silent, but He is not absent. He is watching you closely, and God loves you. God is confident that you will pass this test of Rahu Mahadasha. You have to live up to His expectation. You have to prove that your faith is bigger than your fear. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. The solution to overcoming Rahu Mahadasha is simple. The more you shift to a pious lifestyle, a sattvic way of life, the more God will make a way for you where there seems to be no way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to His side. With love and strength for each new day, He will make a way. He will make a way. What a beautiful song written by Don Moen. Live with faith and patience. That is what Sai Baba asks you to offer. Shraddha, faith or saburi, patience. Sai Baba says, I want something from you. Can you give it to me? It requires a big heart to give. Weak people can't give. I want faith and patience. Shraddha or saburi from you. When you give me these two, then you have to walk on path of this. Now ask yourself that are you strong enough to give me faith and patience? Only strong people can live with faith and patience. They are not the flowers of the mango tree that fall due to the turbulent winds. They are the flowers who stay on while the wind flows, and because they stay on, they eventually bear sweet fruits. The Master also tests you to see if you are an ordinary mango flower or a special flower that bears fruit. And so, Sai Baba says, I will test you. I will challenge your faith. I will shake your belief system to see whether you are the flower on the mango tree that falls with turbulent winds, or you are the flower that holds on firm despite all storms and finally bears the fruit. Take this Rahu Mahadasha as a test that the Master wants you to go through. Remember, the metal comes out shining only when it goes through the fire. The fire of suffering becomes the light of consciousness. Suffering cracks open the shell of ego, and then comes a point when it has served its purpose. Suffering is necessary until you realize it is unnecessary. Buddha says life is suffering. However, Lao Tzu says that even though life is suffering, I would want to experience it from all angles. And so Lao Tzu goes through all the sufferings of life until he too comes to the same conclusion that life indeed is a journey of many sufferings. Suffering comes only to a blessed soul, and this revelation is so deep that only an evolved soul can relate to the depth of this revelation. Always remember, suffering has a noble purpose, and that is the burning up of ego and the evolution of consciousness. The journey of Rahu Mahadasha is simply a great transformative stage wherein either you will come out shining with an expanded consciousness, awareness, or you will simply end up being a typical complaining, blaming others type of individual who learns nothing but degrades from his position. What you become is solely based on what you choose. What you become is based on what you think and what you actually do during this Rahu Mahadasha. Love to all my followers. As long as my close followers are concerned, I am certain that they all will sail smoothly through this Rahu Mahadasha. Because by following me, they are simply following that which also exists within them, and that is love. Love is the strongest medicine. It is more powerful than electricity, says Neem Karoli Baba. Love to all my listeners and followers. Stay blessed and believe in the power of love. Love can take you everywhere. Hate will simply make your life more and more miserable. You have to make a choice. Choose love or choose the path of hate. What you choose is what you become. You are free to make a choice, but you are not free from the consequences of the choice you make. Meditate. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru.